This episode is brought to you by the Ferry Coffee Shop at Shepperton Lock. And they've got some good news for anyone who's been waiting. The Shepperton to Weybridge ferry is back. The river's been on red boards over the winter, but the water's calmed down and the crossing is open again. To celebrate, they're offering a special April fare. Adults cross for just £2.50 or £5 return, and children £1.50 or £2.50 return. That's a saving on the usual price, and the offer is running from the 7th of April to the 7th of May. The ferry runs every day from 9am to 5:30pm, every 15 minutes, or just ring the bell. See all the details in the latest newsletter.
Some of our strongest entrants are micro businesses. Great stories aren't always about size. Some of those backstories about why people have started businesses and what they're doing in their business really win the hearts and minds of some of the judges as well.
That's Julia Owen, Senior Economic Development Officer at Spelthorne Borough Council. And if you run a business locally, this episode is worth your time. Welcome to the Sheppertonian. I'm Gareth, and this is the podcast bringing you stories and voices from in and around Shepperton in Surrey. Before we get into it, a thank you to the partners and supporters who make production possible through the Sheppertonian Business Club. Our partners, the Ferry Coffee Shop, purveyors of fine coffee, tea and snacks and more. Danielle Davis, celebrant. Every story deserves a ceremony as unique as the people at its heart. And the Sound Boutique, thoughtful audio for every story. And to our supporters, including Island Motors, Shepperton-based, family-run, MOT servicing and repairs, pre-booked, independent evenings and weekends, and they'll even collect and return your vehicle. And a quick mention, there's now a community groups page on the Sheppertonian website. If you're involved in a local group or just want to browse what's out there, head to thesheppertonian.uk and look for the community groups page. Today, the Spelthorne Business Awards. They've been running for 8 years, celebrating local businesses across the borough. I sat down with Julia to find out what the awards are, who they're for, and why this year matters more than most. I started by asking Julia what the awards are really about.
It's the 8th and final year of our Spelthorne Business Awards in its current form. With the move to the sort of unitary arrangements, this final edition is about celebrating everything about our business community and what they've built over the last 8 years. And that's really been the ethos over the last 8 years, really. Celebrating local businesses, how they've grown their businesses and how they succeed. And we hope it offers networking opportunities, celebration, and that badge of endorsement that they're an award winner that hopefully opens new opportunities for them as well.
A badge of endorsement, that's a phrase worth sitting with, because for a small business, external recognition can change how customers, partners, and even yourself see what you've built.
The awards are really important to us, and none of it would be possible without the support of our sponsors and partners. Their generosity and the belief in recognising local success and championing local business has been the heart of the awards. And there's a huge sense of pride as the awards have grown into something that really reflects the spirit of Spelthorne as well. It's something we're really proud of, and it's our chance to say thank you to sponsors, partners and the business community.
There's a reason this year carries more weight than the previous 7. I asked Julia what's behind it.
Very simply, it is because Spelthorne won't exist as a borough from 2027. So we know that this is the last one as the Spelthorne Business Awards. We hope as we sort of transition into West Surrey that there will be a continuation of some kind of business awards where the local authority will celebrate the business community. We know sort of Runnymede and Guildford have done business awards in the past, so we hope it will continue, but it will be in a different guise.
So there's a future beyond Spelthorne, potentially even bigger, but this is the last chance to enter under the name that's meant something locally for 8 years. If you've got an image in your head of what a business award looks like, Julia might surprise you.
People are often surprised by how many and the range of categories there are. So it's not just the best business in a particular area, although we do have those as well. But we've introduced awards like Rising Star, which introduces individual employees. And so people can nominate, it could be an apprentice, but it could be anyone within an organisation that's done something stand out and could be honoured for that. We've got a Breaking Down Barriers award again, was introduced last year, which rewards businesses championing inclusion and accessibility. We've got community and charity awards, This year, for the first time, we're doing a Business Person of the Year award. Again, that's evolved from some of the other categories. We have done sort of a franchise award before, but we found that business person is probably a bit more inclusive and can cover franchise operators as well. So there is a range, and we have continued to evolve those categories to fit in with applicants to make it easy to apply.
Rising star, that stood out to me. If you employ someone brilliant, this is a way to put their name forward. It's not just for business owners. Life is full of moments worth celebrating. The yes to the proposal on holiday, the wedding of your dreams, the joy of welcoming a new baby, or the love that's grown stronger over the years. Celebrant Danielle Davis creates ceremonies that capture your story, unique, joyful and unforgettable. Whether it's a wedding, a vow renewal, naming or milestone celebration, Danielle will make it truly yours. Visit danielledavis.uk to start creating ceremonies for every chapter of your life. Shepperton Matters is your monthly community magazine, hand-delivered, available for pickup and also online at villagematters.co.uk. You'll find it full of stories, history, information and local traders and advertisers. 9,000 copies are distributed every month. Call Monica Jones on 07979 808 991 for more information. The most common thing Julia hears from businesses who don't enter is probably what you'd guess.
There's lots of small businesses when we're targeting them that say they're too small, but in reality, some of our strongest entrants are micro businesses. Great stories aren't always about size, although we like to see businesses developing. Some of those backstories about why people have started businesses and what they're doing in their business really win the hearts and minds of some of the judges as well.
And there's a local example that proves the point. Kat Hayes, founder of Shepperton's own Totally Tangerine Cookery, first entered back in 2021.
She won the Spelthorne Business Plan competition in 2021, which is run by the Spelthorne Business Forum, but working in partnership with the council. She won the Spelthorne Business Awards in 2021 and 22. And then last year, she won the Businesswoman of the Year category, Best Small Business Award, and she was crowned the overall Best Business in Spelthorne at those awards. So she's a really good example of seeing the benefit of entering the awards and how it's supported her business journey as well.
That journey started with one application, but I wanted to know, what about the businesses that don't make the finals?
Even if they don't win, I think people have found the value, the whole process of developing the application, about reflection about your business, how you've grown it, where you want it to go, some of those lovely case studies or testimonials that you have to think about to perhaps support your application. It's really worthwhile for your marketing and your own sort of business plans as well. So it's a worthwhile exercise regardless of whether you become a finalist or winner.
So you're thinking about it. What does it actually involve?
It's a pretty straightforward online form. We say it should take about 30 to 40 minutes. It can take people a lot longer, but you can save it and return to it. You don't have to do it all in one go. It's very manageable, so even for busy owners. There are some basic information that we ask about your business, and then there's some specific information relevant for the particular category. That does need a little bit of thought if you're going to be a finalist, but the actual process doesn't take too long.
So the form itself isn't the hurdle, and if you want a hand, there are application workshops running across the borough.
We're at Shepperton Studios on the 14th of April, early evening. Then we hold another one in Staines at our Spelthorne Jobs and Skills Hub on the 7th of May at lunchtime. And then Sytner Jaguar Land Rover are hosting another session for us on the 18th of May between 10 and 11:30. All the details will be on the website and people can book on to attend those.
And those workshops aren't just about filling in a form.
We get some previous winners in to talk about how they've developed their own applications, and it's an opportunity for our sponsors and judges to come in to give some insight into what they look for and what marks out a really good application for them when they're judging. So you get that kind of feedback. And also those conversations between other businesses that are attending the workshop as well. They sort of vibe off each other, just telling their own business stories and the kind of things that they might be considering. It's really, really worthwhile.
Here are the dates. Entries are open now and close on the 19th of June. Finalists are announced at the end of July. And the ceremony takes place on Friday the 2nd of October at the Holiday Inn in Shepperton. I asked Julia what that night is actually like.
It's a gala ceremony and dinner. It's a real highlight of the programme. This year we're back at the Holiday Inn in Shepperton. It's a real celebration. Everyone dresses to impress. It's a great atmosphere. There's good food and local entertainment. And it's that balance between formality and fun, really. So we find that we have people coming along to support other businesses that have reached the finals. So it's all about finding out people's stories, who's won as finalists. There's lots of pictures, lots of opportunity posting those pictures on social media. So we do think it's a real sort of highlight for the business community.
And if you're wondering about the dress code, it's not black tie.
We say that the dress code is sort of dress to impress. I think previously it'd been black tie. That can put some people off in terms of having to wear black tie or the expense of hire, whereas we want everyone to have a good time but also feel comfortable as well.
And behind all of this, the people who make the awards possible in the first place.
The awards are sponsored and have been since their inception by our local business community as well. So they invest their time, money and energy into making what the awards as they are. They act as judges, which is really valuable. They come along to the ceremony. They help promote the awards to clients and customers and are generally just supportive of the business community.
That was Julia Owen, Senior Economic Development Officer at Spelthorne Borough Council. Entries for the Spelthorne Business Awards are open right now. The deadline is the 19th of June and the ceremony takes place on Friday the 2nd of October at the Holiday Inn in Shepperton. Head to the Spelthorne Borough Council website for full details and to start your application. If you're part of a local community group or know of one, check out the new community groups page at thesheppertonian.uk. Thanks as always to the partners and supporters backing the Sheppertonian through the Business Club. Their support keeps this podcast rooted in the community. I'm Gareth, this has been the Sheppertonian. Until next time, I'll see you around. This podcast is produced by The Sound Boutique, an award-winning audio production company right here in Shepperton. It produces music for TV and brands, it fixes problem audio for a variety of clients, and yes, it produces podcasts like the one you're listening to right now, as well as providing training for people who want to produce their own. If you'd like help with anything from music, problem audio, or if you'd like your organisation to start a podcast, you can contact The Sound Boutique at the email hello@thesoundboutique.com or via the link in the show notes.